How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a spectacular day. Please give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, please do me the biggest favor of all. Hit that bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on my channel. Also, please head over to Twitch. Follow me there at Douglas447. I stream there at least once a week, whether it's for Battlefield, Call of Duty, Halo, Destiny 2, whatever else I'm in the mood for, or anything you guys suggest. Also, if you guys have any movies you guys are interested in me watching and reviewing, whether it be on disc, digital outlets, or Disney Plus, please drop them in the comment section and I'll get to reviewing them as soon as possible. And as always, we're going to be talking about positives and negatives and give you guys my final review score here about the movie Monsters, Inc. And I'll be completely honest with you guys, I've been wanting to do this for a very, very, very long time. And I'm so excited that we can finally talk about the 2001 classic that everybody loves to death. This is rated PG and it's about an hour and 32 minutes long. And basically, the film's premise is that Sully, voice acted by John Goodman, and his sidekick Mike Wazowski, voiced by Billy Crystal, they work for this screaming processing factory called Monsters Inc. And accidentally, both of them allow this little girl named Boo to escape into the monster world, and their goal is to try to get her back home. And there's a bunch of other plot twists and turns and events and characters that are interacting with them and cause a lot of chaos. And there you go, you have your 90-minute movie. You know, when I think about that, when I say that out loud, this movie's plot is very bare bones. Now, granted, this is a children's movie, but it's a movie that parents can enjoy and endure with their children. But now that I'm looking back, I'm just like, the plot's really boring when you actually watch the movie and think about it. It's kind of scary. Anyway, moving on. This film has some really famous quotes like, Mike Wazowski, I'm watching. Always watching. I hope that was not too bad. This film combines a lot of great elements like humor, characters, and fun into a very well-crafted, kid-friendly movie that all ages can enjoy. This has a lot of good writing for the plot, the characters, dialogue, and the locations. There's tons of humor throughout this entire film. Honestly, this is one of the top Pixar movies ever. How the monsters are able to enter the human world is simple and it makes logical sense. They don't try to like make it too complicated, which I really was happy about because you watch a lot of kids movies and they overcomplicate how things are said and how things are done and how things are able to happen in that universe. And this movie really just cuts it down to the bare bones and makes it where all ages can enjoy and understand. Using human screens as a power source is a really cool concept. Like I said, there's tons of plot twists and turns in this movie that there's one big plot twist that I won't spoil if you haven't seen this movie for whatever reason that I really enjoy and you never see coming. I love the scene of the constant door jumping is what I call it towards the end. I love that scene. I just love watching this movie and rewatching it. Also, like towards the end of the film, it goes from having to use scares to having to use laughter in order to save the energy problem that the monster world is having. And of course, towards the very end of the film, there is a Finding Nemo and Toy Story Easter egg. So, in case you're wondering how this ties in with the rest of the Pixar movie, it does take place in the exact same universe as those movies. Negative wise, there are some we do unfortunately have to discuss because this movie is still so popular, 19, 20, 21 years later, at the time we're recording this video. Pixar is like, everyone loves Monsters Inc. and everyone wants more. And unfortunately, it gave us the unnecessary prequel, Monsters University, which is garbage because reasons that I will not discuss in this video. Yeah, I'm not discussing Monsters University. The movie's bad, just plain and simple. This film, Monsters Inc., has a lot of fandom, and it gave us that unnecessary sequel. And I'm so happy that they haven't given us a TV show yet. Like, just leave well enough alone. Why can't you leave well enough alone? Also, there's a bunch of illogical things that happen in this movie that I just can't wrap my head around. First of all, if children's touch has the power to kill monsters, why don't the monsters use something else besides scream for power sources? Surely there's something less dangerous than having to open a door to the world where there's kids that are toxic and can kill you and having to get scream power. Like, couldn't you figure out something else? I mean, they do. It's laughter, but like they all know of this danger and yet they accept it. I think it's just really stupid and irresponsible of the corporation for doing so. There are some serious over the top moments in this movie. Monsters Inc. also has no security. There's no security forces at Monsters Inc. I mean, there's that military organization that gets called in, but they're not directly connected to Monsters Inc. It's not a private security force that protects them, which I think is kind of weird. The fact that the main monster villain can turn invisible is cool, but it really never is used to its full potential, personally. Like, if you're a villain and you're able to turn invisible, don't you think you would try to stay invisible as much as possible for the movie? And yet he constantly phases in and out of his invisibility thing, which is kind of just bonkers in my opinion. Also, like I said, this is an animated movie, and there's tons of scenes in this film that you could watch, and it just shows how old this film is. It has not aged well at all, unfortunately. And lastly, I don't understand why and how Sully ends up taking over Monsters Inc. Like, you would think that even though, spoilers, the eight-legged head honcho monster of Monsters Inc., when you find out that he's the villain and he gets taken away by the police, I'm like, really? Sully's next in line to take over the company? It just comes out of left field, and you're like, how and why? That makes no sense. So, yeah, there's just things that happen in the movie that logically you're like, okay, I guess this is happening because movie needs it to. Overall, guys, I have a blast watching Monsters Inc. Let me know down in the comments section if you guys have seen this movie and you guys still enjoy watching it and rewatching it with people that have and have not seen it. And I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you guys next video or stream. Bye, guys.